Hello there, it's Mike.
And Katie.
It's episode 198.
Violent Night.
This week on Cup of Rad. With a ho 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 and a he he he. That's what we're doing today. It took us like 40 minutes just to do that opening.
Oh, if only. Sorry, the podcast the episode was going to be longer, but we've only got 20 minutes left because of all of the outtakes that we cut from it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad. Apparently that title was really hard to say. We were just all over the place. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
He was going to originally start the episode without me, you know.
I was just prepared to give the number because I forgot what number it was. Maybe we just need a reboot to start.
Reboot. Redo.
To restart the numbering so it's, you know.
Yeah. But 198, we're getting close to 200, man. We like start 2023 out with a bang.
Yeah, wow.
It's gonna be exciting.
Wow. One.
We've been doing this for a long time, forcing our voices in people's ears.
Not forcing.
We're not forcing.
But that would be something. Just hold someone down and be like, listen to my podcast.
That's assault, but just saying.
Fair.
Yeah.
I should just start playing it at the bar on Tuesday nights.
Just the podcast. The hell is this?
Just really freak people out. Especially on those really weird episodes.
Well, yeah, and if it's like kind of dead in there, or no, when it used to be when it's really busy, and then it adds to it, but then people would randomly catch weird shit.
Right,
yeah. Be like, what the?
Yeah.
You know?
Who cares about music? Psh, what's music even?
What? Because then, there's no genre. It's just people talking.
Yeah.
You know, because the people
just
are
noise.
Genre. Well, you had a customer that was complaining about, not wanting sad country music and then asked for blues.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Like I had like indie folk playing, so it was like the Lumineers at the time, and yeah, I was told like this is country. You need to put some
sad
blues
country.
On.
Put blues on. It's like you do realize that blues is one of the saddest types of songs. I mean, it's literally in the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
maybe he actually wanted blue.
Man group.
I just blew myself. No, like that song. I'm a little blue guy.
Oh God, no! Stop! Earworm! I'm not trying to sing it now.
What's worse, that or gummy bears?
Oh, they're up beyond compare.
So it is the season, the Christmas season.
It's so freaking close.
Jingle jangle and jingle jangle. So
jingle jolly,
jungle jolly, jumpy jingle
we gotta
jangle.
Talk about that.
Do we?
We decided to watch a new Mickey Mouse Christmas special on Disney Plus against our better judgment. Because it looked like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse animation. Well,
I figure I offered to turn it off.
I know you did.
I'm going to stipulate this right at the beginning.
And but we just, we had to see it through, and probably shouldn't have, but it is what it is. But it was very much Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It was like claymation looking.
Yeah, it was stupid buddies.
Buddies did it.
Productions.
But, it wasn't.
So it looks like Robot
story.
Chicken, but it's like a G.
Yeah, and it was just watching another version of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's the same story about him ignoring Pluto and then something bad happening and then Christmas being ruined and then having to solve it. But the thing that really actually bothered me a lot was how everything had Mickey Mouse heads on it. Like the entire town had Mickey Mouse shaped things. But worst of all, Santa's sleigh had Mickey Mouse on it. Like they literally embed their corporate insanity on everything in the world themselves too. It's like Mickey Mouse is everywhere. Yeah. He is like I
just really do want to know if there is a YouTuber out there that has gone ahead and been like, check out all the hidden Mickeys in Mickey Saves Christmas. We'll find out where they are. Have you spotted this one before?
Right?
This one has more hidden meaning to what happened in 1945 when Mickey did this.
What sort of Easter?
Check it out here now if you click the link and subscribe below.
Yeah, Easter eggs everywhere. Well, because even the wrapping paper had Mickey Mouse heads on it too, which is fine in our world of liking Disney, but in their world when he's an actual real person and they like, I just all of a sudden I got like really weirded out by it.
Yeah.
But as I say, especially because Santa had it on his little like computer thing on his sled.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a super kid show for sure. But we sloughed through it. We also, me and Kiddo watched the Ice Age Mammoth Christmas special the other day because we didn't know what to watch and Disney Plus was being super slow. So it was on and I was like, well, I've never seen this before. And Kiddo doesn't know the characters from Ice Age at all too. Like, we'll just try it out, you know? And it was basically like the origin of Christmas from the mammoths actually did it all and like how Santa became to have his flying reindeer and somehow mini sloths were the elves and like the Christmas tree tradition was born way back in the Ice Age. We have the mammoths to thank for this and the, you know, prehistoric, the saber-toothed tiger and the sloth. So so we learned new origins of Christmas, right? So these are the things that we've been doing to celebrate the holidays right now.
Well, hey, the other day I was off because I hurt my back and I sat back and I finally got to check out Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So I was full on Christmas mode.
Oh yeah, totally. It's been weird. Like, you know, just not, I know you haven't really cared about watching a lot of the same stuff that we always watch. I think because we watch so much that I feel like a little burnt out.
Yeah, because nothing really new has come out in the last little while to kind of like.
Because he's a movie snob now.
I'm not a movie snob.
He's breaking tradition. We haven't even watched Nightmare Before Christmas.
Maybe the whole week before.
The world is topsy-turvy, man.
The two Christmas movies. I'm going to give my 2 Christmas movie must-watches for the year.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas and Krampus. Bam. You watch those 2, you're golden. That's all I need.
You know what I've really been wanting to watch? This The Night Before.
I think we do watch that every year, though.
I know we do. Because we need that break from, like, the ho-ho-ho holiday. Like,
yeah.
We need the, like, real life.
If I was to say there was 3, I would do that.
One?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's...
See, like, I like Krampus, but then I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't put it in my top. Like, I've been even feeling like for some reason today really wanted to watch White Christmas. So I'm trying to think of these things where if you're working, I'm going to try to watch some of those because I picked my one Hallmark-esque movie. And, like, I'd rather watch some other things. But, like, yeah, I really want to watch White Christmas today for some reason. So... But I know then that's good to know that well, at
least we do have the week before. I want guys to know I'm working a couple nights.
Yeah, so it's like time has just flown by for us to be really watching our Christmas movies, which is very strange. But
also too new job. A lot of things shifted and there was a lot of difference. This year's got a difference.
Yeah.
But if you haven't checked out Cabinet of Curiosities, it's amazing.
So each episode is its own thing,
standalone.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a Twilight Zone, like Black Mirror, but for like horror.
Okay.
And each story is its own thing. But the Graveyard Rats one was Nightmare Come True. It's all about rats in a graveyard, and there's literally a scene where a rat's tail's poking out of the floor, and he pulls on it, and then
not on the floor, the ceiling.
Sorry, the ceiling, and he pulls on it, and it falls on his face, and then the ceiling opens up, and he just gets coated in rats.
Oh, his face. I wish you could see his face right now.
He literally just like a flood of rats all upon him.
Well, that night he's like, so I watched this. It was terrible. What are you talking about? Like, was it really like bad? Like, did you expect, you had high hopes for the show? It was terrible. Why? There were rats. Okay. So it freaked you out. Okay. Let's clarify this. It was a good show, but it was terrifying.
Nightmare inducing. And wait till you get to the end of the rat one, because there's something even more. But there was a Christmas episode. It was all about beauty and beauty products, and it all take place during Christmas. that was about all I had to do at Christmas. So that was the
You
closest.
watched a Christmas special.
Yeah.
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 Learning about not being so vain and not, using products to change your face, probably, right? It was pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the show for people who like horror?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. It's definitely well put together. I still got a couple more episodes, but yeah, it's definitely put together.
Very cool.
We're watching Wednesday. We've had a giant week-long break. We haven't watched a single episode. Almost.
Yeah, because we had concerts and parties and everything going on this week here.
So I'm really liking that show.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick out of it.
I'm very excited to watch the next one. I've thoroughly enjoyed each episode because a lot has happened. I keep thinking we were so far in, and then it's that reminder of it's not full of filler. So it hasn't been dragging on, which is why it feels because we've got so much story, but each episode has a lot in it, right?
That's the beauty of the Netflix module where it's we only have 8 episodes to tell a season. So, versus network, that would have been 22 episodes.
Yeah. So I've been really enjoying that.
So, we've been watching the Santa Clauses, and the latest episode had you shout at the end.
I was just so mad that it was
over,
cut off. This half hour.
It finally got interesting,
and it's just killing me. So now I have to wait.
It went from being annoying to really interesting, and a lot of commentary and quite enjoyment.
It really changed, right? I thought it was because, of course, now I'm back to being Scott Calvin, that he's back to a lot of his Scott Calvin ways. He actually has changed the way he's acted throughout it. And it was that desantification. And sorry, I got way too excited to be able to say that. And yeah, it's very interesting because then his family is taking shape a little bit better. They're not as obnoxious. So that was really exciting. And this episode just went by way too quick.
Right. And Krampus was in this last episode. That was even more awesome.
It was super cool. Not just in the background.
Yeah.
He had speaking lines.
Yeah. I need to get some Krampus action figures.
Yeah. And recreate some of the scary postcards we had gotten from Universal, right? So
yeah. See, you had some Katie's solo movie time. Oh,
I did. So yeah, so because I thought, well, I'll try something. The concept of watching something different, and Netflix is trying to, tell me to watch all these different
inundate
things.
You. The algorithm is watch this.
Watch these things. So there was a couple different movies that had caught my eye, and I picked the less Hallmark-looking one. It was called Last Christmas, which I thought was newer, but it's turned actually from 2019. So it is not new at all. So I thought that was quite funny, but I thought, okay, I'm going to try that one. So it is directed by Paul Feig. I had to get it wrong. So sorry. I don't know if I said it wrong or not.
If you just gone with your initial gut, you would have been cool.
You know what? And it's Amelia Clark is the main character with it. And then her, so she is basically this, she's kind of on a destructive path for her life, and she's just drinking and sleeping, crashing wherever she can, and she's supposed to be a singer that she wants to be, but she works in a store that is an all the time Christmas store, and but she's just very much wasting her life. Well, then this customer walks in one day, and he's got a very positive outlook on life, and he's just super chill and super upbeat. And kind of, it's almost the stop and smell the flowers idea. And don't waste your life, and kind of giving her a different perspective on things. And she has this she doesn't know why, but she's very much enamored by him, and keeps wants to see him. And he's basically well, I've put my phone away because I don't want to be caught up on it anymore, because we just live on these things. So you'll see me around. So it's her constantly trying to keep an eye out for him, and him just showing up. And so she's estranged from her family because you don't really know why. You slowly learn that she was sick at one point, and so it's her, battling constantly to not want to talk to her parents and her family, and it's what it really turns into be is it's just a life coming to terms with where you are in your life. And for her, it was struggling over getting over an illness. You don't know what happened. You slowly find out that she was in a coma, apparently, and that it's her mom never really being able to move past the fact that she was sick and realizing that she's better and her needing to make sure she takes care of herself. And so she's kind of wasting her chance. And you find out she actually got a heart transplant. And so she's not taking care of her heart. She's drinking, she's smoking, she's, eating all the bad food. She's doing everything possible to not really see that as her second chance to live, and burning bridges with everyone. And so it's her making up with her family and her trying to realize that life is precious. And through this friendship that she has with Tom, this guy, he volunteers at the homeless shelter, and she starts volunteering there. She starts seeing more of the concept of the giving and the helping people out. So that's the Christmas concept right there, is she's realizing, because she was constantly being told she's selfish. So it's her learning to share her time and share her spirit. She actually starts singing outside of the homeless shelter and is raising money. All the money she gets in a little cup for the day, she donates to the shelter. And then she starts she starts raising money to put on a Christmas show. And so it's her learning to share her time. And then you find out that because it's so old, I'm just going to spoil it. Because of her heart transplant, the reason why she feels so lost is she's felt like her soul was gone, essentially, and that she has this strange heart in her, and it's the concept that she doesn't feel whole. And so she's constantly she feels broken, and she doesn't know how to live her life. She feels like she doesn't know who she is. And so she tells all of this to Tom, and he starts acting weird. Like then you start realizing, like, why is it that she goes to the homeless shelter, no one knows who she's talking about. Like, you start seeing these things that are a little strange, and he doesn't really act like everyone else does. And she had gotten really, really drunk, and he says, okay, I'm going to bring you home. So she goes to this apartment. It's like perfectly clean. And it looks like no one lives there and everything. And then she's trying to find him a couple days later, and she goes over there because she tells him that, if you're serious and you love me, like, we need to commit to, like, why are you being so weird? Why are you telling me I can't count on you? What's going on? She gets mad. And she shows up, and there's a realtor there, and he's trying to sell the place, and it's been empty for months. And I'm like, okay, yeah, so something is weird. Either, he's really creepy, and this is just a strange story, or he's dead. And so you find out that he is the same day when she got her heart, he had gotten in an accident. And so that whole connection, he is actually the donor heart that she had gotten. So it's her coming to terms with this new person inside of her, this new entity, and this, and finding a cohesiveness to her life. And so it's a whole coming to, back to her family. She makes amends with her sister. She's helping all the homeless people. Like, she's making amends at work. She's realizing that she doesn't need to be constantly going for the struggling singer, professional thing. And she stops drinking as much. And she actually, so it's a whole coming, figuring your life out. And I thought, it was really interesting because it wasn't a stereotypical romance, right? There was romantic elements to it, but it was much bigger than that. But it was also kind of funny because it didn't really depend necessarily on the Christmas aspect. It was just taking it because then it was playing Last Christmas. So I realized this was actually a real play on a literal term of it, that it had been a year before Last Christmas, and literally gave you my heart. And I thought that was quite funny play on that. But otherwise, it didn't really depend on Christmas, right? It just happened to be. So we were talking later about the fact that the argument with Die Hard as well, about whether it's a Christmas movie or not. And this one, yes, there was Christmas elements to it, but then it's no different than Die Hard. It's not learning about there was no learning about the Christmas spirit, or it was, yes, not being selfish. Yeah. But it still got caught up in that gray area of, like, what defines a Christmas movie, because this story could have been told without Christmas as well. You know, you can, because we need to make sure that we're not just helping people out just at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was quite funny that it played into that. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I mean, sorry if you haven't seen it and you for some reason wanted to, and I spoiled it for you. But it was still really well done. It was cute and it was fun and it was interesting. She did a good job. I'm continuously fascinated on how big her eyebrows are and how much she can move them. She's got the most expressive forehead ever. Like the biggest, like saddest eyes that you can have, and like eyebrows just for days. Eyebrows for days. So weird.
Okay.
So, that's what I have to say about Katie's solo movie time.
Katie's solo movie time.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I know.
Solo.
It sucks because then like I can't. There's no conversation piece, so I just get talked and I just tell the whole story
That's
instead,
fine.
and then
That works. But you know what movie we did watch that was Christmas based? This here had tons of actual Christmas spirit, but probably will end up being fought if it's actual Christmas movie because of the fact that it's so violent.
it was a violent night.
But it's also, okay, so 30-second or 5-second review.
It's about Santa Claus. How could it not be a Christmas?
But
movie? No,
yeah.
it's 100%
It is.
about the
It
Christmas
is.
spirit.
But people
Also,
people
takes place on
won't.
Christmas.
People will
It has Santa.
pick it apart.
It takes place on Christmas Eve, and it is about the Christmas spirit. It
is. It is. Totally.
Christmas
It's
movie.
Die Hard with Santa.
It is. If John McClane was Santa, this would be the movie.
Pretty much.
That's the 30-second review right there. You like
Go
Die
see
Hard?
it.
Go see Violent Night.
Why are you still here?
Go see it.
You have two options right now. Go watch Violent Night or go watch Die Hard. That's, or go watch both and then come back.
Yeah. Okay, so there was our spoiler.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, right. No, but I really like. What would be your 5-second review?
It was amazing action, and I had a fantastic time.
Yeah, I
laughed.
I was laughing.
I felt horrified. I was laughing some more. I was, oh my god!
It's exactly what I needed
and
for
I also felt
Christmas
warm and
right
fuzzy
now.
about Christmas as well, because it felt so real and good commentary on things, but it also gave me hope of just reminding that there are still people to help out. But yeah, no, it was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah. David Harbour plays Santa Claus.
So good.
He is basically down on his luck Santa Claus, mad at the world for being greedy and capitalistic and always on to the next. And
well, I love that they're like, oh, don't you, because he's serious, getting drunk, taking a break on Christmas Eve there, and there's a mall Santa at the bar, and he's, they're kind of talking about like, oh, why'd you get into this originally? He tells him, oh, well, but I got into the money, right? And he's like, God damn it, this whole planet runs on money. And he's like, oh yeah, but you gotta love the look in the kid's eyes. Yeah, it's great, that look. And then it lasts for about 3 seconds, and then they want the next one and the next one. They're greedy little bastards, and they're again grateful. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So yeah. Well, by the way, we're gonna now dig into this rest of it here.
I will say one critique though I had was that the second act dragged quite a bit. I'm
so terrible at like talking badly about things. Like I get so easy. It's like the new and shiny. I forgot about the thing that I just didn't even really pay attention to. That could have.
It was just the pacing. The pacing was a little slow when you were actually getting the fleshed out bit with the terrorists, not terrorists, the robbers, and what they wanted in the family, and like. I actually started getting worried because we had a few kills, very few kills. And then there was like nothing, and it just kept going with nothing because it was story building by all means. Like it wasn't useless, but it was like, oh crap, is it not going to be like violent and epic? Like,
well, because the difference of what the trailer was showing of him being so much more of a badass.
Yeah.
But it's like, when is that going to kick in? Because he was really reluctant to move into that, right?
Yeah.
Because and that's why when I was realizing like this is totally Die Hard, because it's like the wrong place at the wrong time, and I have to step up and do what what I need to, but I don't want to do it. And I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. What was one of your favorite kills?
One of my favorite kills. Oh, probably. Well, actually, the one that was probably the most horrific was with the Christmas star into his head, and then, then it turned on, and electrocuted him, and then lit him on fire.
Yeah.
That was pretty epic. The concept that literally his brain was ignited.
Yeah.
That was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked when he turned on the snowblower and roped them up,
pulled them into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a pretty epic kill, especially for Santa.
I don't know. The ice skates on the hands were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where he just like sliced the guy's head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
So you find out that Santa doesn't really know where his magic comes from.
Yeah.
He doesn't really understand it. And you find out that this Santa happens to have come from Viking-esque?
Viking or pagan, something like that.
He was a thief and marauder.
He was either Norse or Celtic tattoos all over him. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, he was a raider. Marauder, and
it sounds like he almost doesn't really understand how he became Santa.
So I'm thinking it's some sort of penance, curse, or redemption, something of that nature, where because he's like, if there had been a naughty list at the time, I would have been the top of the list. Like, he was terrible, killed everything, and he had this skull crusher hammer, which he still has. And but he was just this bloody warrior, right?
So like, it was a really cool scene because he's on a walkie-talkie, and it's the what do you want? Like, he's like, I really wish I could see Mrs. Claus again, and tell her I love her, basically. And then he drops his ring, and the kid's on the radio, and he's like, well, make that happen then. And the ring rolls over to a sledgehammer, and there's like bathed in light.
It was fantastic.
And then it shows him like whipping it around and like flipping the sledgehammer, and he just
shit's going down.
That's when the movie picked back up. Yeah. Just at that moment. And
he's so happy looking right now, by the way. He's just shitting at the moment. He's like, yeah,
he went to town with the sledgehammer on this group of like mercenaries.
Santa's coming to town. It was so corny, and it was amazing.
You better leave because Santa's coming to town. Yeah.
Oh, good time.
But so good. So good. Like, I was laughing. It was the schlocky horror B movie.
Oh, and then the little kid had just watched Home Alone the night before. And so here she had run away into the basement and was hiding from them. Oh. And she Home Alone them. Yeah. And it was like, if Home Alone was real, where there wasn't trying to be funny, it was just fucking horrific.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God.
Horrific. So that kill was pretty damn good.
Yeah. That was brutal.
That I actually yelped out loud at.
Yeah. Because both of them were so painful, and like, it was funny. It makes me like, it was funny, cringe. And then it was like oh, because you knew exactly, you saw what was gonna happen, and it was the Home Alone moment, and you're like, man, the sticky bandits would have just, they would have been. Yeah.
Well, the guy, he goes climbing up the ladder, right? And I love that he was just like so cocky about the fact, like, you can't put these, you can't give these booby traps. Yeah. Well, the nail that was in the ladder, but then the step above it, higher up, was broken. It was cut. So then he steps on that, and then he falls down the ladder and impales his jaw, like right through his tongue, through that nail. And I yelped out loud with that.
And then let's just say, I'm not going to give more away, but
and then it got so much worse. So much worse.
And then the lady gets just like,
what did she get? She got stuck in something sticky, and ripped her scalp.
And ripped her scalp off, and then she was getting hit with bowling balls.
Oh, it was so terrible.
And then finally,
and then Santa showed up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I want you
to cover your ears and sing Jingle Bells.
Plug your ears, plug your eyes, and And so the girl's singing Jingle Bells, and he walks over and goes, "You were gonna kill a kid," and then sledgehammer time. Yeah. All I can think about though watching this is like, NECA needs to make David Harbour's Santa Yeah,
An
as a
action
figure.
figure? Yes.
Yes, because like
That needs to be the Santa you get.
yeah.
I love how he ties his hair up too. It's like he's all like badass, like let's do this shit.
And he kills someone with a candy cane. Multiple people with a candy cane.
This big ass candy cane that he gets sucks to a point, and it's pretty awesome. So that it's a whole scene of him fighting in the barn, killing all these mercenaries. And a Bryan Adams Christmas song is playing in the background, and it's just so
something about Christmas time,
and it's just so happy. And then he's just murdering people horrifically. So it was so fun.
Yeah, it was. The final kill though, the bad guy, that was brutal. That's when you shrieked the most. I think
that one was terrible.
That took Santa's magic and showed how bad it could be.
So bad. People shouldn't be able to go up chimneys that don't have magic like Santa. Yeah. Bad shit happens.
But yeah, like the whole idea too is like he almost dies because it's the idea that their magic is dying in the world because people aren't believing.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's exactly what the Santa Claus is talking about.
And it still, it shows then, how dark we see our world right now. Well, even for us, I mean, as much we can feel like just harder time with it's harder to hold on to the hope and the positivity and everything like that, right? So it's all about the because he doesn't see the point of it anymore, and he's like, he saved the little girl's life, but he's like, she saved me. Mm-hmm. She gave me a reason to remember why it's important, and why it's important to be there for the kids that still believe that actually need it. Yeah. Still, and
there was actually, oddly, a lot of parables to the Santa Clauses.
Oh, very much so.
But even because the Santa Claus talk about, well, we're not there to save things.
The world.
We're there to give hope. Mm-hmm. And like, even if we're not supposed to give big things, we're supposed to give trinkets, and we're supposed to give things that just give some joy.
Yeah.
And that was when the guy was like ragging on him about being like, why didn't you fix my life? You destroyed my life because you didn't give me what I wanted for Christmas. Right. And he's like, but I'm not supposed to. He
was blaming Santa for his dad losing his job.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that has nothing to do with Santa can't fix that. And just because it's terrible. It's terrible that your Christmas was not the same as you used to because you had no money, and I get that. But
he was expecting Santa to step in and like
expecting to give him an entire Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's when you, and it's never a question of like, well, maybe you lost your magic and your spirit and you stopped believing because you saw the bad in the world. Yeah. Which is an issue. But yeah, I love that. Yeah. You said, I'm not supposed to have in everyday life.
Yeah. He said, we give trinkets and we bring hope.
That's candy. Yeah.
So, and it was like to those that need it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, it's interesting. So it shows how dark our belief in that is, that even you're getting two sides of that spectrum. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm loving though that Universal like allowed this to happen. I'm a little surprised because like they fought so hard for Krampus to be made how many years ago? Mm-hmm. And it had to be rated PG-13 because it couldn't be rated R. And then Universal, like 5 years later.
And here's the reflection of the world and how we're so much more okay with accepting something like this when Krampus was like pushing the line.
Yeah. When for a major studio, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do appreciate that Universal has given me 2 modern Christmas movies that I quite enjoy.
Yes. Yes.
I would purchase this and watch it.
Yeah.
As a Christmas.
Oh, 100%. Because as I say, it still reminded me of the positives of Christmas and the importance of family. There's a good message in there about family and parenting even too, and connecting with those that really matter to you. Maybe even because he's the dad for the kid's dad is, they're his family with his sister and his mom is very broken. They're kind of terrible people. Very extreme wealth will do that to you, I think.
Yeah.
And so it was a good message on that end to be able to see what's really important.
Yeah.
And
it's first and foremost a comedy with action, horrific action elements.
But I loved how clearly Santa he was. I mean, he had this magic list. He had.
Yeah.
I liked that the list told the name, but it also said like the reasons why they were good or on the naughty or nice list. You know, and it wasn't.
It was a good device to use. To quickly not have to say it. But
and to be able to see some of the things that are important. You know, and like the stuff the guys that were on the naughty list were like, you know, murdered people idea. Like it wasn't teased sister concept. It was like serious shit. And, so there was a lot of good commentary in there.
Right. It was directed by the guy that did Dead Snow, a zombie Nazi movie.
Oh yeah.
And written by the guys that did wrote the Sonic movies. So that's where that humor comes in. The humor
is for sure from that then.
Right.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend it. I know we talked a lot about it, but it's still, you can't appreciate the kills until you see them.
Yes.
So by all means,
it was fun. It was really
definitely
fun.
Go and see it. And there's a lot of stuff we did not spoil about it.
You know, the dramatic parts of it reminded me a bit of Fat Man. Right. And I did enjoy that one. Yeah. Right. But that was like a darker take on it.
Yes.
It's humorless.
Yes. Right. That was very bleak and everything. This had the humor. Well, David Harbour does such a good job of delivering the lines.
His charisma.
I really do like him.
So now the big question is will it have done well enough to spur any sequels?
I would totally see a Violent Night 2. Yeah. So
maybe it's the Mrs. Claus.
I want to see. I think we should do that.
Or Krampus's Shadow or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I
the Violent Night trilogy.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
There you go. The second one should be about Krampus. And like that as much as he like was okay with what happened and because he needed to, but he found his spirit. Maybe it like shattered him and like creates the shadow of Christmas and creates like his doppelganger. Ooh. And he has to fight against Krampus and like pull it back so he controls both. Right. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. And then the third one is like the reconciliation with Mrs.
Like
Claus.
Finding, balancing himself again and being able to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like it.
There was one moment though in the movie that I thought I was worried because like the husband is not the most aggressive male character, right? And I was really worried that when his wife was getting choked out that he would have his heroic moment, and it just didn't feel right because she was so strong.
I agree.
So I was kind of glad that they didn't do that. Yeah. Almost.
And we find out how deadly icicles are.
It's like in every movie with snow and violence. Right. And it gave you the heebie-jeebies with Nutcrackers.
Oh, yeah, because so a little known fact, Mike is not a fan of Nutcrackers.
I just think they're creepy looking.
At all. And this one, I'm looking at this as like, this is just feeding fuel to the fire of why Mike does not like Nutcrackers. Because they're going to use it. So his mom has this collection of Nutcrackers and they're going to use it as a torture device, try to get someone to talk. And he gets his finger all bent up. And they're like, no. Like, why? It's
not for fingers. It's not a finger cracker.
So he goes and finds this big, huge one that's like 3 feet tall. And they're going to go and put his nuts in there. And it was a whole big to-do of discussion. And then something got distracted. And
yeah.
Nutcracker for nuts.
Yeah.
That would be really terrible. Like
putting your nutsack in there and just crush.
Especially if you didn't care about them.
Would. The amount of pain. That was one terrible thing. As goofy as it was, people didn't recover quickly, except for the Home Alone moment. There was a lot of almost more realism with some of the
only a few of them got back up after being hit.
Yeah. But like there was a lot that they visibly showed more pain in things. Yeah. Like you
shot my nuts. She shot me in the nuts.
Right. And like he's like writhing in pain on the ground. But even like Santa, like he got up slow.
Santa was not he had so much blood on his face. And at the end of it, I was just like, dude, there was snow right next to you. Wash your freaking face off. And like my face itched thinking about it sitting on his face. It just bothers me. It's like, can you imagine seeing Santa after that night? Well, he's all bloody and his suit's all pink
was pink.
It's terrible. Oh god, he was so cute with the reindeer too. He's so mad at them, and then when at the end he's just like, "Oh, you did this. Oh, I can't stay mad at you. I love you so much." And he went just full on like lovey-dovey animal mode. It was adorable.
So yeah, there needs to be a NECA figure. It needs to come with the candy cane that he's sucking on in the posters, and then the bloodied Santa face,
and the big hammer.
He needs to come with the sledge, and then Skull Crusher, and a sack,
and some fresh baked homemade cookies.
Yeah,
very important.
So that's what, if you want something for Christmas, if you want to show Santa you care, put out the home baked cookies.
Yes.
Don't give him the store bought cookies.
Yes.
And
not skim milk, apparently.
Yeah, not skim milk.
You know, I think we should put chocolate whiskey out for Santa this year. Just saying. Didn't
last year we put tequila out for him?
No, I think we talked about it. We told Kiddo that we should put tequila out. We decided that Santa wanted a margarita.
Yeah.
For Christmas night.
Yeah.
Eggnog is always a good one, though.
Yeah. Put out a beer. This one would probably like a beer too.
Bailey's and chocolate whiskey. It's good. It's good. That's my new favorite. Christmas, I think Santa needs to also enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, pretty sure he would.
There you go. But Violent Night, I got a real kick out of it. It made me smile ear to ear for the hour and a half it was in there, and I'll like delightfully watch it again. Like.
I'm so glad we actually went, because I knew with the moment I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good time, and I'm very happy that we went. So
yeah,
there was our Christmas Spirit movie there for us. Excellent. Go see it. Highly recommended. From here, we don't really know what's happening.
Well, you know what?
Next.
Okay, so I'll throw out. I throw out a couple of the ones that I would watch in the Christmas season.
Oh God, you're gonna ask me, aren't you?
I'm gonna ask you. Well, you said White Christmas, but what is something else? Like, this would be our chance, because there's still time. There's still time for you to find your Christmas spirit with seasonal festive films. I
just had a Scrooge moment right there for you. There's still time
to be a little nicer, to be a little less douche.
Be a little less douche. Honestly, the older I get, I think if I'm going to pick a Christmas Carol, I think Scrooged is actually probably one of
the 1951 Alistair Sims, the black and white one.
No, Scrooged.
Oh, Scrooged. The Bill Murray.
The Bill Murray one. I think because of the humor aspect of things too, it's definitely become a more and more of a favorite for me. But you know, Nightmare. I really want to watch the Night Before again. As I say, I don't know. I think it's because I've just been listening to so much Bing Crosby that White Christmas is in my head. But I can't help it. I fall to Wonderful Life a whole bunch too. Like, I really like some of those ones. Even though I so much of Wonderful Life is not at Christmas. It's, you know, there's some argument there of like, if Wonderful Life is a Christmas movie, because the majority of it is nowhere near Christmas at all, right? It's just literally one night of it, right? But yeah, I think like the Scrooge and that type of stuff is something that back and forth between the humor. It still makes me cry, but it still freaks me out, and it makes me laugh, and it makes me horrified about all sorts of things. I still really
do. I would say Christmas Vacation, even though that one's getting old. Like, that one.
Well, I heard Mele Kalikimaka, and all I could think about was the pool scene, and it made me laugh, and I was like, this song. That's what it makes me think of. So, well, and the mom from Christmas Vacation was in Violent Night. So she was the mom in that too. But yeah, Christmas Vacation is also really, really a classic for sure.
So violence and comedy.
Violence and comedy. That's what we're really feeling. And it was like as much as I usually really like Wonderful Life, I think it's because it's so long. Like, that's why I want to watch like White Christmas. It's long, but it's not as long, and it's still very much of a Christmas, you know, theme more around it itself. But yeah, violence and comedy for things sound interesting. But I also really like a lot of the cartoony type things. Like some of the Disney stuff is fun. But and Santa Claus is definitely a cherished tradition for me. But
the Disney Plus has added the original VHS version of
Oh yeah,
A Muppet Christmas
Muppet
Carol.
Christmas Carol, where it has the
Love Is Gone
Love Is
song.
Gone. I really like.
You
that
have to
song.
go into extras. So when you go to like the
So go into
Christmas
it and then
Carol,
go to the
the
extras.
Muppet Christmas Carol, then there's that little banner, and then there's extras, and you gotta like go down, and it's in there.
So if you have not seen that version, I would highly recommend it because that is a very cool addition.
It was really weird to see it because I had the VHS for the longest time, and then when the VHS died and I got the DVD, and then I started tripping balls because we also had the CD with the song on it. I was like, this song exists. Why is it not here?
And I had never seen that.
Yeah.
It was on the CD, and I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell is it talking about?
It fills in that area so much better than the theatrical DVD.
Well, you understand
edit.
more about his relationship with
Clara.
So I would like to add also one of my newer movies that I really like for Christmas that would actually be something I would watch this year is Noelle. I watched that last year too. I really like it. It's really, really cute. It's a totally different take on the Christmas spirit. And I really do enjoy that one. So
there you go. You got lots to go watch.
And that one
and
is
Die Hard.
And Die Hard.
I remember last year you had said Die Hard multiple times because I think our last episode before Christmas was go watch Die Hard.
It was go watch Die Hard. Yeah. Die Hard. And then we just last night too, we were talking about how weird of a title Die Hard really is. And it makes a lot of sense, but when you think about it, you're like, what the hell was Die Hard mean? And it's just like I got into this weird philosophical rabbit hole of Die Hard.
Well, it was because we went from Die Hard, okay, then Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
What does Die Harder mean?
It means like you really gotta die.
Harder.
Yeah. But then we're like, okay, then there was Live Free or Die Hard. And we're like, God, the titles got long. And then there was A Good Day to Die Hard.
Which is the worst title in the history of time.
With the worst Die Hard.
It was a terrible movie.
I was, yeah.
So just Die Hard.
Die Hard.
So again, go watch Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Actually, first, go watch Violent Night.
I want to set the projector up at work.
And play Die
Hard.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
I wonder if that's possible.
I think it should be a very merry Die Hard Christmas at the bar. I like it. I like it a lot.
Die Hard.
I like it.
Is it okay? Yeah, I'll have to see if it's on any of the streaming to make it happen. But Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Hard on the 18th.
Oh, nice. I like it. Not ways to help me stay away from the bar. Okay, I think that is everything for this episode. And we'll see what the rest of the little tiny bit of the year brings us.
Mm-hmm.
It's flying by. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
And remember, stay ho, ho, ho. Rad.